Hey everybody, welcome back. So I upgraded a little bit of gear in my emergency power box back there, and I'm going to show it to you today. This is the Toopow 150 watt power inverter. Alright everybody, welcome back. So we'll get to the power box I built a while back, but I want to talk to you today about this little power inverter and why I picked it up. Some time ago, I wanted to make sure I had some kind of AC power in this little box that I built, and I put in a small, I don't know, 140 watt, I have it right here, little inverter, and it worked okay. I've used it a couple times, but it's very plasticky, it's very cheap feeling, you know, it doesn't feel to me like it would hold up if I dropped it or was very rugged with it. So I wanted something a little bit better and a little more compact, and as you can tell between the two, that's a whole lot more compact, even with this cord all folded up under it. You don't have this big long plug down there. So it's a little more compact and it's a little more rugged, and it's got 10 watts more power in it, so can't beat it. So what this is a portable DC to AC power inverter. It's got an AC port here and a USB charging port, or two USB charging ports I should say. It converts standard 12 volt battery power to standard 110 volt AC power. It's very compact and lightweight, and this can be used for any various use, not just what I'm using it for here. You can use this for camping, outdoors, vacations. It's even light enough and small enough, it weighs 9.8 ounces, that you even could put this in your bug out bag if you had something you were plugging this into, you know, some kind of cigarette lighter power source. So it really is that light, and it's really not that bad. So you got a built-in fuse inside of it to protect your devices. Its safe charging design prevents overcharging, over and under voltage, short circuits, overload, and overheating. So you have all that built into it. It's got the nice, heavy metal. You know, this feels like a chunk of metal. It feels like a good, solid piece that I don't have to worry about if it falls and gets dinged up, because it's fairly strong and looks like it's going to really hold up. So if it gets warm, you do have an internal fan. And the other one had an internal fan too. It turned on for almost anything though. One of the things I've seen with this is it doesn't turn on until it's been on for a while, until it's actually starting to get warm. It's not a proactive thing that's constantly droning in the background. So if you need it for something that's not going to draw a ton of current, it may not run constantly, which is kind of nice to have. You will plug this in. I have a 12 volt outlet here. This is my solar input for this, and this normally lives over on that side of my my area here, and I have solar panels plugged into it. And this is what keeps me going if I have to run my ham radio rigs in an emergency remotely. You know, I have my whole system over there on the side with my antenna, my backup radio, a backup radio in here, and I also, as I showed you the other day, mounted a CB radio over there, and that runs on this as well. All that's in here is one, you know, gel cell, 12 amp hour deep cycle battery. It's really nothing fancy. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this out today, and I'm going to stick it in there. Now the size on this, it is a modified sine wave. This is not a pure sine wave inverter, so you're not going to run super sensitive electronics on this. However, you can charge your laptop's battery with it, no problem. And the USB output is, the DC is 5 volts at 3.1 amps. So it does have the USB 2 charging in there. So we're not going to mess with this hole here. We're going to use this one here for plugging it in. I'm just going to plug it in and see how it works. There we go. We got a power light. Okay. Now, we're going to plug in some stuff here and see how it operates. Alright, so I got some things to test out here. We know, I'm fairly sure after testing my kilowatt video, that this on high takes about 40 watts. So I know I'm not going to be anywhere near my 150 watt maximum. And I have this little light here. This is kind of a clone of another one that I got. And this is my, I mean, I do have a USB plug in here for charging my phone or whatever. But this is nice to have extra. And I want to see if they work concurrently. So let's plug in the fan first. And see, now I don't have it turned on, so let's turn it on. Alright, I'm going to turn it this way so it doesn't make a bunch of wind noise on the camera. And we're going to plug one of these in here. And there we go. So they do work together. That is nice to have. You know, both items will work together. You don't have any special switches, or it doesn't have a, oh, you can only run the USB, or you can only run the 110 volt AC power. So it's definitely doing its job. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. And we'll come back and see how it's holding up after about 10 minutes or so. Alright, so we're back. And again, this battery's getting no solar charge right now, so it's at about 12.6. It's been running for about 15 minutes, actually. I kind of forgot it was out running here. And it's plugged in, light's still going, everything's fine. This has not gotten warm. It's not turned on the fan, so all in all, it looks like it's working pretty well. And it's going to be a better alternative than, say, this thing right here. Eventually, I may use this in a different kit, but for me right now, something that small is really, really handy. Now, let's say I want to unplug stuff and turn stuff off. You just simply unplug it. I always turn stuff off before I unplug it like that. And there you go, and you're done. So it's a really simple, easy-to-use item. It's very inexpensive. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I bought this in Walmart. It was $39, okay? Or $29, I forget. But it was fairly expensive. This item right here is $15.99, so 16 bucks. At the time of this video shooting, it is 16 bucks. It is a really, really nice little item to grab. I'm going to give you a close-up of it so you can see what it looks like. And definitely a cool little system. And the USB, as I mentioned before, you do have a 1 amp plug and a 2 amp plug. And I was up in the 1 amp plug for the light there. I did notice that before. So, I mean, if you're looking for something that's small, easy to use, maybe you work on the road a lot, or maybe you're a trucker and you're constantly plugging in your tablets or your laptops or whatever to charge, this definitely has your name on it. It's small, it's compact, it's lightweight, but it is built rugged enough that I don't worry about if it falls and breaks into a million pieces. Whereas the plastic one I was kind of concerned about. Anyway, folks, I will put a link down below in my Amazon store so you can check it out. If you don't like anything in the store and you just want to shop normally, just click that link and shop as you normally would. And don't forget to check out our preparewithiridium.com link down below. That is our Food for Patriots link. If you're looking to get food and get it quickly, they do have food in stock. They are shipping. There's a little bit of a delay, but not as bad as it was. And you will get it within a couple of weeks, no problem. And now is definitely time to start stocking up on food. So that's preparewithiridium.com. We got $100 off a 4-week kit on that site right now. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.